Hello. Welcome to the Sorry I've Been Drinking podcast. I'm Candlejack. I've got with me Rolkbuster. I've got Draco, and I've got TheRavenArmed. Do you prefer Raven or
Captain.
Captain?
Captain.
That's fair. Captain, my captain. Uh, Now, Rolk doesn't have a camera because he has McDonald's internet, so I'm going to give him a little picture.
It's because I'm too goddamn handsome and he refuses to have my face on his stream. That's why.
It's all right. I got you covered, buddy. Don't worry about it.
I swear to God, if you post a My Little Pony on this stupid little box in this corner over here,
I'm not
under your ass 6 ways to Sunday.
I'm not a child. I wouldn't do something that petty.
Yes, you would.
I mean, yes, I totally would. I have no shame about that fact. But I didn't. It's not a My Little Pony.
It's not. I can't quite tell what it is, but...
Oh, he'll know what it is. I've done it just to annoy him.
Is it like a Dungeons and Dragons thing?
It's Warhammer 40K.
Ah, okay. I'm close.
If you post Magnus the Red on that stupid block, you're lucky you live in Pennsylvania.
It's all right, man. It's all right. See, it's a happy little Magnus. Are you just not looking at the stream frame? I expected more.
I don't have the stream pulled up.
All right, fair enough. If you don't have the stream pulled up, then we're just gonna go with that one.
God,
I did.
Oh, he's changing it to My Little Pony.
No.
I'm like super big on your screen, like on your stream.
Yeah, I'm able to swap everybody around. So
okay, so everybody kind of gets to be in the spotlight. Very cool.
Yeah.
So
special guest.
So whoever was talking, I was just gonna swap back and forth, and I can't do anything about mine because OBS and Discord. Hey,
okay, so you're right there.
You dirty bastard.
Yeah. What?
That makes sense.
That's me. I'm in the big screen now.
Yeah, I swap back and forth. That's the plan. When you're talking, I'll swap.
Gotcha.
How far behind is the stream frame? Which picture are you on?
I see like a cat, a very, very developed cat lady thing.
A well-endowed, like a Dolly Parton Warhammer character.
That's kind of what it is, right?
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done on that tangent. I just decided to torture him while I had the power to.
Oh, no, I've got Crunk. I like Crunk. Pull the lever.
Pull the lever, Crunk. I mean, that's probably the best description of his personality.
Yep.
Or representation, I should say.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. But yeah, Raven, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, like what you get into, what brought you to Twitch, and how you picked this persona?
So, well, I oh, there's Slapshot's hanging out.
I appreciate it.
So I had done streaming when I first found a guy called Shook on 1 or Shook on 3. He's a Halo 2 gamer from back in the day, and he does rap on here. And I was like, this is so interesting, just freestyling. And so I tried to stream with an Xbox and a Kinect on a stack of books with nothing, and it went terribly. That was a few years ago, and I said, well, I don't know how these magicians do this. This is absolutely unreal. So I just didn't. And then eventually my friend helped me build a gaming PC because he had been streaming for a while, and was like, you should totally try this. And I said, all right, but we got to build a computer first. So we did, and then it's kind of grown and developed, and then the persona came from, this is actually something that I do for an event called DragonCon every year, which is a lot of fun. So I've had this costume for a while. I've been upgrading it piece by piece.
Thank you, Brett.
Yeah, Brett is the man. But I've been upgrading it piece by piece over time, even more lately. And so I was like one day, why don't I just wear the costume on the stream and see what happens, because we were playing Sea of Thieves. We were just playing that for fun. And I was like, oh, people are hanging around. This is cool. I'm not just some guy, like, because it was hard for me sitting there staring at the computer like, hello, hi, I want to be a friend. Stay and hang out with me right now, please. And I feel like
Thank you, Rin.
that I I got to kind of develop the personality that way. So it's been great. I really like having the ability to bring fun and cosplay and fantasy and like an escape from reality as it is with all this stuff. So that's kind of that.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's
No, I have a little bit of back information on this, but I'm still going to ask this. What kind of things do you get into your stream?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Oh, so we like to essentially commandeer vessels, plunder villages, drink all the booze around. Outside of those norms, we do a lot of things. I've been really getting into like just chatting lately. It's hard for me to actually play games because there's so much amazing stuff happening in chat that I can hardly take my focus from there to somewhere else. Like I want to be so involved with everyone that's here, and the game really has been coming secondary. But I've been playing some Zelda lately. It's taken about a month to get through that game, which some people can probably speed run in a few hours. But it's been a lot of fun. Lately we've been doing things like marbles and stream racers with a bunch of like different giveaway stuff. But we've got all kind of fun stuff going on. Like a lot of interactive stuff. We do a thing called Whale Squad Hype, which is like super rad. And it's basically just like a dance party for avatars, like the little Pokemon avatars. I eat a lot of cheese balls. I've been drinking apple cider vinegar lately, and it's horrible. So lots of lots of great things and consequences. If you can see behind me too, I've got this hook. So that's one of the redemptions. People can make me play with this hook hand. And on a keyboard, it's not so bad because I can press an individual key. But on an N64 controller or something like this, it's like you basically might as well pour Dr. Pepper down in here.
Jesus Christ, one of those still exist?
Oh yeah, this is a USB for the computer, so I play all my emulator games with it.
It's an ancient relic of past time.
It is. People are like, "What is that? Is that an Atari?" I don't know what that is.
Is it rum?
What is this? What is this thing? But yeah, so you know, a variety of things. It's always different. I never know what's happening. I have a tentative plan when we get on, but when I hit the go button, it's kind of whatever it becomes.
See what happens.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like let's see who's here, what we're doing, and if there's time, I'll play a game.
That's
a pretty good way to handle it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's why I play tactical RPGs. I've time to interact. I mean, I'm still super tiny, but you know, it's I'm brand new. I'm super fresh at this.
Thank you so much. How'd it go?
But
a little spread.
Oh, he's got letters. I got
these are Lady Raven's been helping me do the letters. I had a lot because we did a giveaway, a lot of giveaways last night. So I've got all these different letters to send out. I'm not going to show any addresses on here, but all kinds of like seals and stuff. So heavy mail day, which is super exciting.
Single-handedly keeping the postal service in business.
That's unbelievable. I like through doing this, I've learned how much postage it takes to get to other countries, which is nuts.
Oh yeah,
It actually takes, ironically, the same amount of postage to get to Canada though as it does to get to Australia. So
interesting.
Yeah, go figure on that one, right?
Thanks, Dr. Ghoul. I appreciate the follow. But
who's in Australia?
Let's see who's in Australia. It's somebody that's
what is everybody drinking, more importantly?
Somebody named Anchor Pirate. They are also a fellow pirate. They're super into tricorns, and they're a lot more piratey than I am, like real life piratey, which is awesome.
I have Shinerbach as for my drink. It is a Texas brewed beer, brewed in Shiner, Texas. It's delicious in my mind. I made Rolkbuster try it the last time I saw him.
You can just call me Rolk for short.
I think I'll call you Rolkbuster.
I'm gonna call him
Do what you
88.
want to, jackass.
But I can't be drinking because I'm on painkillers, so that's not gonna happen. I have Dr. Pepper. I can guess what you have, Raven. I'd say rum, but that almost feels too obvious.
That would be too obvious, and it's actually not rum. It's not rum, and
I would have lost that bet.
Yeah, it's not rum. It's something everybody wants to know, and nobody will. Not until TwitchCon, and then those that I see will get to try it. It's not sold in stores though. So
It's the grog. It's the pirate juice.
it is the pirate juice. It is the pirate juice. Yes, it is fantastic. This is absolutely wonderful. I have it in my little bottle here. It had a tag on it that said pirate juice, but I've lost it somewhere. I lost it to Davy Jones. It's gone away.
Nothing wrong with some hunch punch. That's
Yes. Oh, there's Maury. Hello, Maury. It's good to see
Hello,
you.
Maury. Thank you for stopping in.
when I
Maury, I
graduated
think I have your-
infantry school. We drank grog out of a trash can.
I do. Oh my God. Was it clean? Or were you guys just like desperate times?
I was a grunt, man. It is what it is. You do some weird, nasty stuff when you're doing that job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't have to deal with pirates though. That's the Marines' job.
Right.
What about you, Drake? I know you got your start on Degrassi so many years ago in that wheelchair.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Proud of you.
You know, I've heard some of your music. That mixtape you dropped
It's got that
was
high
unbelievable.
bling.
You're never gonna let that go, are you?
I know
I'm
God's
in my
plan.
captain's quarters just doing the. I can't do the thing, but I'm doing the thing in my head.
You're never gonna let that go.
Nope.
Never gonna let that go. It's my name. I can pronounce it how I want.
It's funny every time I say it.
I know.
Every time.
Oh, but yeah, I just so you're wondering how I got into the Twitch thing? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, how'd you end up doing this?
So I started off just kind of doing it in free time.
Come here. Where's your ball?
Okay. I started off just kind of doing it in my free time for fun. And then I got work on a ranch in Central Texas, and I wasn't able to do it because obviously in the middle of nowhere, when you're literally in the middle of a 300-acre plot of land in the middle of Central Texas, where there's really nothing around, and cell service is spotty at best, you don't have internet. So this kind of went by the wayside. And then when the pandemic hit, I lost my job, came back into Eastern Texas, and really started to lean into this because I couldn't find work around here.
Yeah.
And thankfully, with the help of some amazing people, I was able to get to where I'm at and was able to kind of build my own community, which I'm very thankful for. I'm thankful for the people that have helped me along. And one of those amazing people that I'm thankful to have met is Raven here.
Awesome.
And it's a more recent addition to my group, but I am very thankful to have met him.
Feeling mutual, mate.
It's always a pleasure to see the kind of environment that can be grown out of pretty much nothing. And my hope is to one day get to that point, and I know it's going to take some time, but I know it'll happen. It's going to develop in its own way, and I'm not looking to try and like rush it and whatnot, but I'm sure it'll happen, and hopefully it'll be as hype as some of his moments have been in the past. but yeah, it's been a fun ride for sure. It's definitely been a fun ride. But yeah, I have fun with it, and that's what counts.
I've been a bad host. I'm not swapping when people are talking.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just me hanging out like, hi.
Yeah.
ah.
You're,
They got me over on the side, just like
you are the guy dressed as Jack Sparrow. I feel like you got to lead.
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's the captain.
I see. The people know what it's all about. Like, all right, we're coming in here. There's weird pirates, and we've got Viking kings, and
I wouldn't say
and then Kronk down here.
Kronk.
Everything you need.
It's
When he switches over to that camera, he's gonna have to drag the picture and blow it up.
yeah.
So we'll just leave him in
That is decidedly the plan. But
as he goes quiet.
I am. I don't know if you guys heard, but HBO Max is getting all of Warner Brothers releases, and pretty much putting movie theaters out of business. And I'm super jazzed about it. It's
Oh, that sucks.
Interesting.
it's the one good thing about
some
this
of my
mess.
best memories were working at a movie theater.
Well, yeah, that's
We'll not get into some of those stories, but because I know some of those stories, and let's not get into some of those.
yeah, those are rough. But
Yeah.
I hate movie theaters. They're so expensive, and I'm just like, just from a financial standpoint, I'm like, for what it's going to cost for me and my wife to go see the movie, I could just buy it. I'm like, I just don't see it.
And that's understandable.
I get going in the
I just-
theater and like the experience of going out to the theater, but we're living in a time where the normal theater is going to outlive its replacement. Like the movie theater is the one that's going to go away, and who would have called that outdated tech just destroys its replacement?
Yeah.
I'm confused. I don't understand what you mean.
I mean that the movie was supposed to replace live theater as entertainment, but when all this is said and done, movie theaters might be gone and live theater will still exist.
Yeah. That's actually kind of an interesting thought to think about.
Yeah, it's like when does that happen? Like the fax machine is not like it's still important, but eventually it's gonna get phased out. But like 8 tracks and all this stuff, yeah, some people use it, but they're kind of doing it ironically.
I love going to the movie theater. I think a movie at a theater is way better than watching it at home on the giant screen with giant speakers.
Just rattling your bones.
Yeah.
It's a cool -3 in the theater.
God, those people drive me insane. It's cold. Yeah, there's also like 100 people in there. Why don't you do the math?
Not wrong on that.
So I think that part of the thing about the theaters to me is like if I could go in there and there was nobody else in there, it would be the best experience. If you could just like have the theater alone, like, or even have stuff. Because my biggest thing is like I would try to see Toy Story 4 times, and I still don't know what the movie's about. No clue. There's too many screaming children running up and down the things, and I'm just I'm like, well, I paid $8 for this popcorn, so I guess I'll just sit here and eat it and listen to everyone's conversations. So yeah, same. People have no etiquette anymore with that stuff, it doesn't seem, at least down here.
I've experienced that out here where I'm at and back in my home state. There's always that little blurb at the beginning of videos: turn off or silence your cell phones and blah 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 blah. But without a doubt, there's always that one person sitting in front of you just on their phone, screen brightness all the way up, and you just can't help but focus on it, and you're missing out. And it's just like, dude, put it away.
That's because I don't work at movie theaters anymore. That's why that happens.
Oh goodness. But like it's like you paid the money, the $12 or whatever for your ticket and whatever else for your concessions, and you're gonna sit on your phone half the time. Like, what's the logic in that?
Maybe he's recording it.
I don't know.
Okay, but cell phone video quality isn't that great sometimes.
That's fair.
And then you got the shakiness of you literally holding it. So I mean, it's not going to be the best video. So it's just, but like 9 times out of 10, it's somebody texting.
Yeah.
100%. And another thing is I've seen so many people take their small children into movies that were not appropriate for that age. Like,
Oh yeah, that happened with Deadpool all the time.
that's exactly the movie I was going to go with. Deadpool and Deadpool 2. Both of them. I walk in, sit down, and then I see families come in with small children, and I'm like, oh, they're going to be leaving in about 10 minutes.
It's not that kind of Marvel.
I
Yeah.
worked at the movie theater when Episode 3 came out, and
Star Wars,
we had,
by the way.
yeah,
What
Star
of
Wars
it?
Episode 3.
The Godfather.
If I say Episode 3, yeah, I worked at the movie theater, and we streamed it because we had to make sure the film was good, which is just an excuse for us to have a party 2 days before the movie came out. And it got to the last scene where Anakin's like slowly burning to death in a lava pit, and I'm like,
Spoilers.
you realize we're gonna have a lot of angry parents, right? And like, I'll be fine. Sure enough, opening night, place is crowded. There's a million kids running around beating each other with lightsabers in the lobby. Movie starts. Sure enough, here comes like 5 angry parents. What? The kids can't watch that. He's in there burning that. It's like, how do you think it got that way?
Yeah, how do you think he ended up in the Vader suit?
He
I'm
just
like, you think you wanted to wear that ATM light board just for fun?
Oh, goodness.
he just aged really
was
poorly.
bad.
Oh,
There was a he aged terribly. Fire does that to you.
Fire definitely does that to you.
I will push back. The best way to see a movie is with 3 people. You won't be watching the movie, though. It's one person is there by themselves, and you're there with a friend. Me and my friend did this once. This guy's sitting dead center of the theater. Nobody else in there. Buddy, look at each other, separate, and then sit on either side of him, right next to him. We don't make eye contact. We look dead straight ahead. Movie starts. I can see him. He's like, and like slowly, like I'm moving my elbow further in, and eventually he just gets up and leaves. Like 20 minutes into the movie, he's like, "Ah, I'm out here."
I need a new seat.
Yeah. Just left the theater. Didn't move seats. Never said a word to us. Just left.
Oh, wow. Why is the camera still centered on me? Why can't it be on our special guest?
Because I like messing with it.
God, I have so many stories and I can't tell any of them. It's ridiculous.
So here's the
Feel
big
like
question.
Hmm.
What is the weirdest thing you ever snuck into a movie theater? Because nobody is always going in there paying $14 for a Coke and some kernels of popcorn.
I can tell you the weirdest things I found in a movie theater after
Oh,
cleaning.
wow. Some of those I don't want to know, but I can assume.
I want to know it all.
The answer is anything. Anything you can think of, we have found in a movie theater after everybody
Sure.
has left and we have to go in to clean it.
What's the
You
most
name
valuable
it,
thing
it
you've
was
ever
there.
found?
The what?
Like, the most valuable thing you've ever found? Like, I'm sure you found cash. It's had to fall out.
Pirates worried about
anytime we
treasure.
found anytime we found cash, we kept it because that's a tip. And
Oh, yeah.
anytime we found a wallet, we would turn it in. We wouldn't take anything out of it. If the people were with me, I'm like, you find a wallet, go turn it. Don't open it. Don't grab anything. Just go turn it in. They're gonna be back to that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Got his license,
cash.
social security, credit card, everything. Yeah, he'll be back. But if it's cash, if it's just a wad of cash or change, yeah, we kept it. I found a whole lot of iPod Nanos, which I kept and sold to buy parts for my Mustang. And I thought that was a fair trade. You should be more reliable and not be a filthy human being and leave popcorn and soda all over the goddamn place like you're 6 years old.
So when we were...
So the most valuable thing was probably like cell phones and stuff. But like if I found a cell phone, I just turned it in. I didn't care. I'm like, what am I going to do with it?
Yeah, especially
I
since
don't
they've
know
got
how to-
tracking in there. Like they show
Yeah.
like we've tracked 9 cell phones to your house, sir. Like listen, I run a lost and found out of here. It's no big. People can come by at their leisure. Until then, I've put it on eBay. Try to help out the community. But when we were growing up, we had a like a dollar movie theater around, and they had 50 cents Tuesdays. And we didn't have like any money or anything, so we would go in there. And obviously we couldn't pay for the popcorn, but my mother would bring like I don't know how she did it. She had a bag. She'd bring an entire picnic into the movie theater, like chips and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and like Yoo-hoo bottles. And of course there's like 6 homeschool kids there, and we're all sitting there like people come in like, where did they get Yoo-hoos and ham cheese sandwiches? Is that on the like but at the time I
Is that
didn't
at the
know.
concession stand?
Yeah,
It was just Coke and popcorn and candy.
Those people are going to the concession stand yelling like, "I want to use it. We don't sell that." Well, there's like 8 people in there with them. Don't tell me that shit.
They all have Yoo-hoo. They all have Yoo-hoo.
Half
Don't
the
lie to
goddamn
me.
theater has Yoo-hoo.
That's it.
I've seen
And that's how they started carrying Yoo-hoo. So
Oh goodness.
Oh,
Oh, I am not paying attention.
I snuck in an entire case of beer in one sweater,
ooh.
and
Was it
I
a
don't
theater?
know how. 24 beers between my pants and sweater, and I don't know how they didn't stop me or anything, because I'm just walking up, just clinking away of all these glass bottles.
wait,
I am
they
walking
were
so
glass?
slow. Yes, glass bottles,
Good lord.
and I just have them all in my sweater and my pants, and I'm just walking up. I think I had 20, and we put 4 in my buddy's girlfriend's purse. I'm like, that's it. That's all you're going to contribute to this, really? And I'm walking from the car, and it's just clink, 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 clink. I'm like, dude, this ain't going to work. And we walk in, and nobody said a word. And so every like 2 minutes in the movie, you can just hear me crack open another one, just throwing bottle caps on people. And I think it was I want to say it was one of the Pirates movies, but that's probably just because Captain Jack Sparrow is here in the chat. That's the only other thing I think of.
It's fresh on the brain.
Yeah, it might have been Transformers, but we get like 3/4 of the way through the movie, and I gotta piss like a racehorse, and I get up and go to move, and I just kick over like 12 bottles. So it's like dead quiet in the movie theater, and you just hear a bowling alley, all just strike, all 10 pins just cross the ground, and everybody loses it. I didn't even care. I just left, went to the bathroom, came back, opened another one.
It's like they really should have cleaned this theater before we got in here. I'm tripping all over people's bottles. What's happening?
I can't even
The
find
guy
one
who
my
was sitting
bottles
next to
were.
me lost his mind when I got up. He couldn't
Oh, that's
breathe.
great.
So we have a request for the Incredible Huh story.
Oh, okay.
Who put that request in?
That was
Freeze frame.
that's
So, Evan,
I'll tell
Jack,
this
you wanna
one.
Start that off?
Yeah. So
Hey, it's been more than 10 minutes. I did it. I won. Mission accomplished. Home run.
probably. So we decided, because we were very, very poor, that we were going to see the Incredible Hulk movie when it came out, and we were going to
With
make
Edward Norton.
Incredible Hulks, but we didn't have enough money for Hennessy and Hypnotic. That's how you make an Incredible Hulk, kids. Learning things. So instead, we bought whiskey and Volt, a now defunct soda, because it was cheap.
No, the first time we bought Amp. The
Oh,
drink.
yeah,
We bought
we did.
12-pack of Amp.
And Jameson whiskey.
And Jameson whiskey.
No,
God.
we're not there. We're not there yet.
We would
That's not the
we would
It's not the
experiment.
catalog of events that happened.
We experimented with amp and vodka, amp and gin, and finally, after many vomit-inducing tests, we got to Volt and Volt and Jameson, which is surprisingly good. Don't knock it. It's surprisingly okay, but you'll never get Volt
It
again.
was.
So we decide to sneak this thing in using a Camelback, the thing that you can fill with water, put it on your back. So what I failed to realize was that it's carbonated. So when you shake it up, it's going to shoot it into your mouth like a fire hose. So getting it in wasn't a problem. It was just that we were not through the credits yet, and we were absolutely smashed.
The opening credits.
Yes.
The opening credits started, and this was the only time I was ever in a movie theater sweating. I'm like, God, it's hot.
We're in there sweating straight whiskey. Like, your sister was with us. She's like, "What's that smell?" It's like, that's Jameson. That's what that is. But
That's what that is.
I very nearly fell on top of a man and then down the stairs, which would have been par for the course. But I somehow managed to stay on my feet and made it work. And the Incredible Hulk was or as we called it, because it shot down people's throats and was just the most aggressive drink that's ever been created.
We were doing was called the truffle shuffle, where somebody wanted some, and you didn't want anybody putting their mouth on it, so you would just shake the Camelback and sit there and like do this little dance, get it all shook up. Somebody comes by, opens their mouth, and you just hit the little lever on the hose, and it just rains down on them like an R. Kelly video.
Oh, too soon.
It'll never be soon enough.
Oh man,
This is
great.
why I've been quiet, because I have to have a muzzle. I say terrible things.
did any of y'all try Surge back in the day?
Oh,
I
yeah.
love Surge.
Yes.
Because
When it first came back on Amazon, we bought a case at our car dealership and just handed it out to people.
oh yeah, it's so good. It was a crack for kids. The things that we used to put in our bodies back in the day is unbelievable. Like, I mean, things are sugar laden now, but they would kill. Do you remember the energy drink? They had one called cocaine.
Yes.
That one,
Yes.
I had a full-blown panic attack in a Best Buy after drinking that. I was like, my heart's not okay, Mr. Salesman. I really want an Xbox game, but I think I might die here.
I stayed up all night and like ran 5 miles.
Oh God, unbelievable! It's like a pre-workout. Just like there's no stopping you.
No.
It just keeps going.
I love how they had two flavors. They had regular and mild, because you would drink the red can and it would just burn your tongue.
Oh yeah,
Because God knows what was in that can.
just
It's like my
cinnamon
mouth on
firework.
fire. I've had moonshine that wasn't this bad. This is horrible. Why did I buy this?
Oh my God.
Because you hoped it
Unbelievable.
would stop your heart. And it nearly did. Well, correction. Baconators nearly stopped Frolk's heart.
That was one time. One time of a week of eating nothing but Wendy's Baconators.
Oh
and
really?
I went to the hospital because
Oh my God.
chest pain.
Oh my God.
He had some heart palpitations.
Oh my God.
They
No,
couldn't
thank you.
figure out what was wrong. 2 days later in the hospital, I was fine. They're like, get the hell out of here, you moron.
Oh my God.
Left. They did like 6 echocardiograms or some crap, had me in this loud machine. They're like, everything looks fine. I'm like, okay, bye.
Good.
He
That is okay.
He talked to a heart surgeon, and this dude just looked more and more upset with him every time he said how many what he was eating and how many of them. It's like,
Yeah,
What
because this
inspired
guy
that?
wants to get into my personal life. He's like, hey, what do you eat? I'm like,
Yeah,
hey,
his-
why is it your business?
his doctor wants to know about his personal life. Continue, Frame.
Like, so what do you eat? I'm like, it depends. He's like, depends on what? I'm like, my paycheck. How many hours did I work that week? Am I eating ramen or am I eating Baconators? He goes, that is like the worst sandwich you can possibly eat. I'm like, what, a cheeseburger? He goes, no, the Baconator from Wendy's. I'm like, oh, why? And he rambled off about a bunch of things I wasn't paying attention to, and
He probably used big words that
Yes.
you didn't understand, so you started to tune
I
it
just
out.
he was talking bad about Baconator, so I already tuned out. I'm like, no, I don't care what you say, guy. And he's like, do you eat those often? I'm like, yeah, like sometimes twice a day.
Oh my god.
For a week. And for the record, I'm not this 300-pound obese monster. I just want that to be known.
Yeah, he's definitely not.
And yet he's not
I
on
just-
camera.
So why so many though? What was it, a bet, or did you just really want Baconators that week?
It was delicious, and I love bacon.
So you figure every day
And
let's
it
eat
wa-
a few of them?
Well, it was we had I was going to MMI in Orlando, and we only had like a 15-minute lunch break, but we were only there for like 6 hours for the day. So like you get 15 minutes, and it's like the closest place to eat is 20 minutes away. What do you want us to do? So, but there was a Wendy's like right down the road, and if you ran to your car, got in the car, and drove and got there before the lunch rush, you could get there and get back in time for class, and just eat on the way in the car. I'm driving my Maxima, shifting gears, my knees, just two hands on the sandwich, not even looking what's in front of me. So it was close by, and then the Baconator came out, and it's like, that sounds great. And I had it, I'm like, yes, it's amazing. And it
It's
was
the
just
best thing ever
convenient.
invented.
We just ate Wendy's for like 2 months because it was the only thing we could eat. Either that or you're going to bring your lunch. Like, I ain't got a
Like
cooler.
a nerd.
The hell do you think I am?
I don't have a cooler.
We brought a Coleman propane grill one day and made real burgers, and then we almost got suspended. Apparently that was frowned upon. I don't know why. You can't have a propane grill out here. I'm like, you gave us 15 minutes, you assholes. What do you want us to do?
And you're all mechanics students. You have to expect that propane's going to be involved at some point. Just be glad it was a grill.
And an electric one at that.
Yeah.
No, it was the Coleman. It was a little like camping Coleman propane grill.
Oh,
That takes,
I
like,
thought
a
you
little
said,
tiny
I thought you
propane
said
thing.
Foreman. I thought you said Foreman.
No, Coleman. It could be called something else. I could have read the label wrong. I'm not gonna
No,
lie.
you're right. Coleman is those little
Yeah.
camping ones.
That's right.
Oh,
It's
did it?
just-
Nailed it. Awesome.
Your McDonald's internet is just killing my ears, by the way.
He's ashamed.
As it goes silent.
We can never tell if he's just upset with us or if he'll be gone.
Yeah, at this moment, he's probably just staring at his screen with the most angry look on his face.
Every time we see Rolk in person, he's always about to be throwing hands at us because he remembers all of these slights against him. And you'll be like, why are you hitting me? And then he will rattle off the exact date and flow of events. And I'm like,
I drove to West.
I don't remember that.
I haven't seen Jack in months, so I go to see him. Drive like 3.5 hours and see him. And as soon as I get in this apartment, he's like, I just tackle him to the ground and start hitting him. He's like, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm like, you're gonna talk shit on Xbox now? How about Destiny 2 and that stupid decision I made? Yeah? Tell me how to build a character. It's on the ground now.
Oh, goodness.
So do you guys remember your first live video game? Like, because before, obviously, it was just LAN parties until, like, what, the PS2 and then the Xbox?
Yeah, the PS.
Yeah.
I mean, other than
First
gaming?
Xbox and the PS2 had online
Hey,
gaming.
Nikki. Thanks for following.
Because I just remember my first time ever doing that. We were playing some stock game that just like came with the Xbox. It's like a party pack game where you're like in these rolly balls and you like roll
I remember.
around.
God, I
Fusion
cannot remember
Frenzy.
that game, but I know.
That's it.
Yes, I know
Fusion
exactly what
Frenzy.
you're talking about.
And I remember getting on there for the first time and hearing other people, and it was insane. And I was like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" And I'm, of course, I'm young, and they're all like, "F you, mother effer, eat my." And then I'm like, "What is happening?" This is allowed. You can do this.
That's that.
So-
That's that Xbox experience right there.
Dude, and the
Right,
first
true
time I ever tried it. So I went back to playing Halo by myself. I said I'm done.
I
not
think
doing
my first online live gaming experience, because I stuck to pretty much RPGs for the longest time until I got a 360.
Mm.
And I think it was Halo 3 was my first online experience. I mean, I had played the other Halos in like group play because Rolk and I went to high school together. And we like on senior lunch, somebody had an Xbox and we would go over to the closest person's house, hook it up, and just play Halo for hours until we had to go back to school.
Yeah, that never almost ended in a fist fight.
You're not
Close
wrong.
friends.
You're not wrong, especially with Conroy. Oh my god.
Jack.
Yeah. Him and that sniper rifle.
We had this one friend who was he was a surgeon with that sniper rifle, and it didn't matter. You could be like across the other side of the board in a bunker in a map hole that doesn't even exist in the game, and he
Hole
headshot
this
you,
big,
like in just
and
a
he's
5
just like,
physics.
Gotcha. Oh right, but there was also like bullet bounce physics in that game, wasn't there? At least
Yeah.
with the sniper rifle.
The
It was
rifle.
on two. It was like 2 levels had it, because I shot myself in the head one.
What was
Oh.
what was the rage level when that happened? Was it foaming at the mouth or?
Well, when he shot himself?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I was actually pretty calm. I was actually pretty calm playing games. I saw Dan with Drake with throw remotes across the room.
That was
Remote.
mostly
He would bring
Smash.
He would bring his own controller and just yeet it across the room into the drywall.
Oh, I just remembered
It's just a
something.
game.
We played
What's up?
Smash, and I was the most annoying Solid Snake on the planet because all I did
Go ahead.
was hide, plant mines, and shoot Nikitas.
Yeah. I did end up coming across a Snake player that was worse because he had the up smash like stage slide down to a fucking art. Like where
Kirby
he would do
for the
something.
win.
He would do like that down smash thing on one side of Final Destination, and he'd be on the other side, launch you in the air, and just destroy you.
Ugh.
And it's just like, how the hell did you do that?
He's
like,
rich.
it's magic.
I think the first online game I played with like actual people online was way late. I didn't play with other people online. We didn't have good enough internet. That didn't exist. And I went to my buddy's house, my buddy Alan, and he had a PlayStation. It had to be a 3, and he had Call of Duty. And he's like, "Hey Ryan, come play." And we get on one of the Modern Warfare games, and we're just in the lobby waiting for the round to start. And I put a headset on, and everybody is just calling every name in the book, the worst thing you could call somebody from like 20 different people. You can't hear a single word. Except cursing, swearing, and death on people's mothers.
I
And
will
then
be
you
right
play
back.
the game, and the game was fine. And then you go back to the lobby, and you have to hear the most angriest people in the world yell at each other online. Just like Captain's Halo story.
Oh yeah.
The
No bracing for that kind of welcome to gaming.
oh,
No, it's hey, welcome to South Park. You're welcome.
Yeah. And you know, the game that really got us fighting was a game for the Super Nintendo called Battletoads. You guys remember that game?
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, yeah.
but they got
a new one out.
yeah, and that's why I was like, we could start the war again. You want to start the ruckus? Let's do it. But there was these sticks that you could get that made you like a lot more invincible. You could like whack the things and not have to get close to them to try to kick them.
Yeah.
And so whoever got the stick, like if you took 2 sticks in a row, like it's fight time. You're getting hit with controller. Like that was my stick. Like get off of here, you know. And then of course you get in trouble and the game gets taken away. And then yeah, so that was war. That game was absolute war.
I'm trying to think of mine. I'm
It was probably Marvel vs. Capcom. How many people's lives you ruined?
yeah, I did do
Horrible
that.
human being.
That wasn't the first one though. Um, I think the first one ended up being it was either StarCraft or Diablo. I can't remember which one. But I was into the different maps and stuff like that. The editor was always so cool. I mean, no, we said first interaction. I've been gaming. I done been gaming. But yeah, it's probably one of those still. Either StarCraft or Diablo. I remember PvPing Diablo because you could like collect people's ears.
Awesome.
And like the chat would like make bounties because you could like trade items and like stuff was like permanent, and so like people would have bounties on other people, and you could like they wanted their ear just because you're griefing them.
A game that made me and my brothers fight all the time was Mortal Kombat 2 for the Sega Genesis. Because my brother Kevin's best character was Liu Kang, who was broken with his stupid bicycle. and he turns into a goddamn dragon and bites you in half at the end just to put salt on the wound. Stands up. Yep, undefeated, greatest ever. Pick up the whole console, bash it against the back of his head. This is stupid.
I hate this game.
Oh man. That game is still gory though. If you go back and play the original Mortal Kombat, it's like for the time, that stuff was pretty dark.
Yes. Yeah, because when 3 came out, they made it, hey, you can turn the blood off. Like that was them editing the game. It's like, you can still blow people up and stab them in the chest and stuff and uppercut them through a ceiling, but the blood graphics gone, so they're fine.
Dude. And then they nerfed the movie. So, there's that.
I stand by the first movie is good. I stand by the first Mortal Kombat movie. It's a good kung fu movie. Like if you measure it up against like a Bruce Lee flick or something like that, it's definitely the same feel. But that second movie is an abomination.
You do know that there's a third one, right?
What?
Yeah, there's a third one. I can't remember what it's called. There is.
Is it straight to DVD? It has to be.
Yeah, it was definitely straight to DVD.
Let's see. I know there's that and there's Annihilation. I'm not. Will there be a Mortal Kombat 3 movie?
There was. I think it was actually just. There's Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and there was
this
Mortal
year,
Kombat
apparently.
Legacy.
That was
Legends.
a YouTube channel.
There's
apparently supposed to be one this year called Mortal Kombat Legends: Scorpion's Revenge.
Yeah, well, there's
this year.
There were some fan made ones on YouTube that were great.
Right, there was the third one was called Mortal Kombat Legacy.
Look that up.
I can only imagine.
Oh, I see it.
How
Mortal Kombat
terrible.
Legacy.
Yeah, it's got Jerry. It's got Jerry Ryan. At least it looks like Jerry Ryan. And I think
the hell's that guy?
White. No, that's a woman.
Michael White is the Spawn from the first Spawn movie.
Yeah,
only Spawn movie.
Mortal Kombat Legacy, huh?
Yeah. So,
it's a series.
Okay. I didn't see that.
It says 2 seasons, 19 episodes.
Wow, those are short seasons.
It was a YouTube series.
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh, okay. See, I saw it as like a DVD combo pack.
Oh,
so I just thought it was a film.
That one's actually really well done.
It's a bunch of it's a bunch of YouTube. They're short, but it's like a YouTube mini series. And it goes into, but it was good. It was different. Like, it doesn't follow like the exact story of the characters or whatever, but I liked it. It was fun.
I mean, every game is a rehash of the story, basically, except for a few that follow the same pathing.
I just like how Mortal Kombat now is putting skins in from the '90s movie into the Mortal Kombat 11. You
We're
can get the '90s movie Raiden, which I think is awesome.
we are now old enough to have nostalgia bait. Aren't you proud that
Right?
you've made it?
God, stop it. Stop. I think one of the characters that they added in recently was the Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator.
Oh yeah, and
Yes.
Rambo
Yeah, and
They just
Rambo.
added
That's
Rambo.
right. That's
and
right.
RoboCop.
Oh God, Murphy.
Good old robot
Lord.
police Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
That's
Robot police. Jesus, what the hell?
that's a savior you can get behind.
Oh goodness gracious.
He's no Optimus Prime, who was on top of my Christmas tree, who died for our sins.
He
You're talking about
transformed
the
and rolled out.
'89 film,
You mean the '89 masterpiece?
the masterpiece of '89. That's what it is. That's what it
You got the touch.
is. Oh goodness.
All right, so what's everybody like currently playing recently, Captain?
So I'm on. I'm still finishing Zelda. It's been a long journey with Zelda. Like I said, most people beat it in a few hours, but we get so sidetracked with everything that we do that the gameplay is kind of taking a backseat. So, but I'm almost done. I'm at the desert temple area. Just finished that. So I'm wandering through the desert, whatever, through the sandstorms and trying to finish that. And then it's Ganondorf's castle.
So
Or whatever.
You're playing Ocarina of Time, correct?
Yes, I'm playing OOT, the original. It's one of those games I played as a kid. I started it up 1,000 times and never finished it.
Well,
So
I'm excited to see you finish it.
I'm really excited to finally do it. It's like one of those things that it's the childhood goal, So you gotta go back and revisit that and accomplish some goals. But yeah, so that's awesome. Then I think people have voted for Black Flag next.
That tracks.
Yeah, so we'll see. I haven't played I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but I might see a lot of people love the Assassin's Creed games, but the big problem I have is repetition. I don't like doing the same thing over and over and over again, and so that's what I got with like the first three. I was like, all I'm doing is going into these towers, and it just feels like it keeps expanding, so I never feel like I'm accomplishing anything. It's just like I love Skyrim. But I can spend an hour to 2 hours in Skyrim just blacksmithing, and I mean, and there's my game. And I don't ever feel like I completed a section of anything. So I'm a completionist, I guess, a lot. Like I want to finish things. So we'll see how this one turns out. I liked Odyssey, but I've heard good things about this. So we'll see.
Black Flag is my favorite Assassin's Creed. It's not too big, it's not too long, there's so much fat on a lot of the Assassin's Creed games that you're just trying to chew through it, and it's like why, like Odyssey was rough for me because like the level cap, because like I'm like, oh come on, we need to move this along, so that one was a tough sit down for me. But you'll like Black Flag. Black Flag is I think the best one.
Yeah, I'm excited to try it. I hate it when you spend $50 on a game and you're like, well, I hate this. Yeah, that's just like, so yeah, I'll be excited. It'll be fun to do some piratey things because there's not a lot of piratey things in Zelda. There's one time I found a ship and then it sank in 5 seconds, so that tracked with the character.
You got to play Wind Waker.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that Wind Waker was a good Zelda game. There's a lot of stuff involving a ship, but it's not like super piratey.
Yeah,
but you do travel from island to island on a ship.
Yeah,
and you actually use this the Wind Waker, which is like this wand that lets you control the wind.
And that was GameCube, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
I'll have to see if they have a USB GameCube controller because that'd be an interesting find.
Sure they do. I'm sure they do.
Sure, because of the Smash community. They
Oh,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah.
Oh yeah, actually, now that I think of it, there's probably one that worked with the Wii or the Wii U.
yeah. Oh, what I'm playing right now is a very weird game. I'm
Yes.
I'm
Yes, it
playing
is.
Eternal Return something else. It's a Korean game of some description.
Hmm.
It's a Eternal Return Black Survival. That's what it's called.
Hmm.
Gotcha.
So it's like if a MOBA game met like a battle royale and like a crafting thing. So like in League of Legends, you set up like a build, and then like as you're scavenging, you can start building your different items. And it's a battle royale, so there's I think 18 people you start with, and then the zones close down. But the cool thing is that you can't predict what zones are going to close down, and the zones have preset what items are where. So I know that the docks always has my hammer, so that's where I start. And there's a lot of like metagame thinking when it comes to it, because it's like, hey, there's a lot of this character. I know what item is important for them, so I'm gonna avoid it or go somewhere else and let them, thrash each other. I haven't won very often because I haven't played a MOBA in. I think the last MOBA I played was a Warcraft 3 mod when Warcraft 3 was new. So this is a new genre for me, but I'm having a blast with it because I was playing like BattleTech and XCOM, and I still am, mostly just to get my friends killed on stream. But yeah, this game is I'm having a lot of fun with it.
That's awesome. Rolk, what have you been playing recently?
So I started and almost finished the story for Red Dead Redemption 2, which I've owned and just never played.
Yeah.
And it was one of my favorite games ever. Just being a cowboy and killing legendary animal. It was great. I loved it. It was a beautiful game. Everything worked perfectly. I didn't have a problem with anything. I didn't finish the story because I knew how it was going to end, and I refused to see it on my TV. So I'll just stop here.
I'm still
And
mad.
finish it.
I'm still mad that you figured it out, because I lied to you. He was like,
Yes.
Yes, why isn't Arthur is Arthur in the first game? And I'm like, yes, he is. He gives you quests, and then he calls me. He's like, you lying bastard.
Oh goodness.
Gentlemen,
I've been.
I'm so sorry to
sorry,
interrupt
go
you
ahead,
guys.
Cam.
I was just gonna say I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys having me here. I've got to go have dinner before things are happening tonight.
Fair enough.
So it's been such an honor to be able to hang out and talk with you guys. All the nostalgia and video games. Let's do it again.
Oh, yeah.
Soon. Sorry, I've got to
Thank
bail
you for
early.
stopping by.
Yeah, thanks,
but I
man.
gotta go eat.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So it's been awesome. I can't wait to talk to you guys again.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Have a
All
good
right,
one,
see
man.
you guys soon.
All right, later.
Good night.
So, okay, now I can readjust. I gotta readjust Rolk around.
You gotta readjust him around.
Yeah, gotta get his pretty face.
Gotta get his pretty face up there. The game I've been that I recently beat, that I basically was obsessed with when I got a little ways into it, was
Nope.
Ghost of Tsushima. That was a blast of a game. You're gonna need to adjust yourself too, Candlejack.
Yeah, I realized that.
But Ghost of Tsushima was an absolute blast. Beautifully made, great storyline, amazing combat engine. And a couple months ago, I want to say on October 6th, maybe 16th, they released a free content update that brought in a multiplayer aspect to the game called Ghost of Tsushima Legends,
Yeah, I saw that.
and basically what it allows you to do, and it's not like typical what a lot of people think of in multiplayer where you're against other people. It's a what do you call it? It's either a 2-player co-op story type thing
Hmm.
or a 4-player survival. Uh, and you do, like in the survival, you go up against increasingly harder waves, and you have to maintain certain zones in order to maximize your end rewards. But and it adds like this whole dark. It brings in like the whole darker demon-esque side of the whole Japanese myth from back in the day, and just but if anyone is looking for a good samurai themed game on the PlayStation, Ghost of Tsushima is the way to go. And it's a sucker punch game. So if you've played any of the Infamous games, you know what kind of graphics quality to expect.
Hmm.
But unfortunately, and I say this every time I talk about this game, I wish it was on more platforms because it is only on PlayStation. And
Yeah.
that is I feel so bad for people like Rolkbuster or people who are strictly PC that can't play it because it is so good and it's so worth playing.
Yeah, so that's one of my more recent. Definitely need to play it.
It's a blast.
Yeah, it really.
It looks great too. The graphics are amazing. I've seen
Mhm.
Draco stream it, and it looks great.
Yeah.
I'll give you some recommendations. It's called Rainbow Six Siege, and you play Tachanka and enjoy life. That's what it is. And if you have a headset, you just blast the Russian national anthem through your headset the entire time.
Oh God. Oh God.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
that's what you gotta do.
That's what you got to do. I downloaded Siege at one point, and I was just like, I don't think I'm actually gonna play this. Because
I love it. I think it's a great. It's so different from the other FPSs you play, and I just like how like you're dead. You're not just waiting for the next round to start. If you're a decent player, you can get on the cameras or whatever and like help relay information to the people who are alive. Like you
right,
can still be helpful.
right.
Or terrible and tell your buddy to go into a room that you said was clear, and it turns out it was not clear,
Yeah,
and he never
Guys in there.
he never let you live it down
Yeah.
for all eternity.
yeah. So now we
I'm assuming
play.
you're one of those people.
Oh, so he sent our buddy in.
It looked clear. It looked fucking clear, Dan.
He sends him in, and so now we play with a Rainbow Six Siege politician. He's like, I don't believe there is anyone there. It doesn't. It appears to be clear, like very weasel words. Just like I.
Look, we got experts on it. We think it's clear.
The best guess.
From
would
all of
be
our
clear.
information we're given, it looks clear.
There are known knowns and there are unknown unknowns.
Oh man.
So I told my buddy I just died, but I could have sworn I saw somebody get up and leave. So and I didn't know there was 2 people in the room. So I'm yelling to the mic. I'm like, it's clear. Hop down there. Like plant. You're good. Plant the diffuser. He doesn't make it to the ground. He drops through the vent, the hole in the ceiling, and midair just gets murdered horribly.
Oh God.
And
So
That's
now,
great.
anytime we play, it's like, is it clear? I'm like, looks clear.
It looks
Look.
clear.
it appears to be.
It appears to be clear. It appears to be clear.
From my angle, at this exact moment, it seems to be clear. Yes, it does. It's also
Another
funny
game.
because. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Finish.
It's also funny because Candlejack here cannot avoid a frost trap to save his life in Rainbow Six Siege.
Yep.
And it stopped being funny to where it's just like, now this game just hates him. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so fast forward, we decided to play Dead by Daylight, and we're playing against the trapper who lays bear traps, and me and my buddy are just giving Jack crap the entire loading screen. Just like, you're gonna be screwed. There's bear trap. You're playing against Frost. You don't stand a chance. And literally the three of us, other than Jack, all of us hit a bear trap multiple times. He's the only one who didn't hit a bear trap.
There's a first time for everything, right?
Well, that's because I wasn't helping at all. I was just looking for bear traps.
Yeah. And you were avoiding them and letting them hit them.
Yep. And it worked out.
He literally got me out of one. I ran 20 feet and hit another one. And he's like, you're on your own. I'm not helping you again.
I ran over there and saved him like a big hero. And the second I get him out, it's like, run, he's coming. Snap. I'm like, nope.
Not happening.
Everybody
Not
gets
happening
one.
this time. Everybody gets one. Another game that I got really into when it came out earlier this year was the Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah.
I know, like, for the fans of 7, there's a lot of debate about this game. A lot of debate. There's so many people saying, oh, well, it's not the OG. It's not the OG. Blah, blah, blah. It's nowhere near as good. But if you don't try and compare it to the original game, it's still a great game on its own.
I agree. I have one issue is that the new combat system, it tells a much better story, but the new combat system doesn't serve the game very well. Like, you spend so much time in these like really cinematic battles. They're really pretty, but like you're just grinding against the enemy, and generally, aside from some of the secret bosses and stuff, you figured out the weakness. Turn-based combat is a puzzle, and you figure out what they're weak against, and then you use it. You test by using different attacks, see what does the most damage. So when they took that out and you can kind of just pound your way through, that's the only issue I have with it, is that eventually tactics kind of fall out the window in that kind of combat system. So it had a better story, and it's definitely the way I would introduce people to it. But it's like, I'm not sold on it. Like, they did it in Final Fantasy 15 too, and I think there's something there. It just needs to be refined a little bit more.
I can agree with that. I did play 15 as well, and I can see where you're coming from, and because you're right, it's basically just, if I hit this thing enough, it eventually will die.
I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay. It's like eventually it will die.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily like, oh, well, I need to know its weakness, but with the remake, I don't know if you actually played through it on hard mode.
I don't think I replayed it just because I saw where it was going, and like I played through the Kingdom Hearts games, and it shares a lot of DNA with that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I kind of know what I'm in for if I play on hard, and I forget what else came out around that time, but
well, with hard mode, it actually you actually have to be more tactical with what you do. You can't just go in flailing wildly with your weapons.
Yeah.
You actually have to take into account their weaknesses, and you have to work around that. And you can't use items.
Oh, you can't use items.
Correct.
Oof.
The only time you can recover like health or MP is either via magic or the rest stations or sleeping. In those instances, or like the chapter spots that say, oh, your MP and HP were restored. That's the only way you can restore it. All your items are locked out. You can't use them at all.
Interesting.
So like I said, it adds that aspect of the strategy back into it. Like the normal mode is there to kind of give you an idea of how to play.
Yeah.
And then hard mode is for that older challenge of, I need to think about this. I need to approach this more tactically and the right way. Because go ahead.
Oh, no, keep going.
I was just like, because if you don't, you're absolutely screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Are we done talking about goddamn Final Fantasy now? Jesus
No.
Christ.
Now we're never
still
done.
talking about it, so
Now,
you can go
now I'm
God.
talking about more.
sit and spin, buddy. Sit and spin.
They suck. They all suck.
He can't read.
You uncultured swine.
Oh yeah, unless it's that awesome card game or freaking Blitzball, I don't want to goddamn hear about it. It takes forever. It's so much reading.
Well, in the 7 remake and in 15, there's no reading to be done. They
Yeah.
have voice actors for everything.
Yeah, 7 got remakes. Yes, the only RPG that needs a remake that was actually kept my attention span for more than 2 minutes was Legend of Dragoon, and we never
Such a
got
good game.
any sort of update or a sequel or anything, and it's a goddamn atrocity.
That is an atrocity. Legend of Dragoon.
If you're
is
in the
fantastic.
chat and you know what that game is, look it up. It was amazing. It was a
Freeze
great
Frame
game.
said Final Fantasy VII was great, and you know it, Rolk.
Freeze Frame is a dirty garbage hooker. So
For those who don't know, Rolkbuster and Freeze Frame are brothers, so
So he would know that he's a dirty hooker.
Freeze Frame also never finished a Final Fantasy game without the help of Game Shark.
Ooh,
Little baby.
that
So,
is
let's put that out there.
shots fired.
shots fired.
If it wasn't for Game Shark, you would have never beat Ultimacy in Final Fantasy VIII. I can't even see the chat. God knows what you're typing. You're a lazy, cheating piece of garbage.
Legend of
And you never
Dragoon was
beat
so
that.
underrated. Legend
You
of
never
Dragoon was
beat
so
that.
underrated. Final Fantasy, that was Final Fantasy VIII. Actually, I'm assuming that's in reference to the Game Shark thing. Then we got shots fire, and then bullshit.
I'm sorry. I have shitty internet.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I can read chat to you.
Is Legend of Dragoon most underrated RPG? It came out at a terrible time because it had to compete with Final Fantasy and God knows what was out then, and
Yep.
like Lunar 2 and crap, or Lunar. So it was extremely underrated. It was great graphics at the time. It was a great, interesting story. Every Final Fantasy game sucks, and they're boring, and they take forever. I'm a Dynasty Warriors man. Jesus Christ.
A man of
So I
culture.
will say, if I'm not mistaken, Legend of Dragoon was one of the first games to add the QTE
Yeah,
interaction.
it was for like Mario RPG did it before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Super Mario RPG.
Okay. But still, the way they had their QTEs was just awesome.
Yeah. It's like
But
the QTE like. Sorry, hold on. I have to get air out of my lip. Happens when I talk too much. I had half my face blown off at one point, so
oh.
there's some odd there's some strangeness there.
Don't mind him. He's just an oddball, but we still love him.
Yep. There we go. But
Final Fantasy was super boring. There were
Yeah.
way better games out. Like, I don't know, Twisted Metal. I love that. With Rob Zombie and White Zombie as a soundtrack. Could you ask for a better game? Come on.
So, Squirrely Jack says you're still the prettiest motherfucker.
that's probably her husband, if I had to guess.
That's because my face is not on here. That's why.
Max is now manning this.
Yeah, that's Max's has hijacked her account. But
So-
what are you playing on stream right now?
Me?
Yeah.
He was playing Far Cry.
I was
day.
playing Far Cry New Dawn the other day. I wanted to change a pace because I was feeling in I want to shoot things kind of mood. And I do play a lot of RPGs on my stream, simply because I do have the ability to pause and interact with my chat.
Yeah.
And Far Cry still gives me that ability. and still allows me to shoot things all at the same time. Unlike games like Destiny or Call of Duty, I try to avoid those as much as possible, but I do stream Destiny from time to time. But nowhere near as often as I stream stuff like Death Stranding or Horizon Zero Dawn or Ghost of Tsushima.
I love Horizon Zero Dawn.
That's another thing I was going to talk about. The new Horizon that's coming out next year.
Oh, I know.
Forbidden West. That it looks fantastic, and I'm super excited about that.
It was.
Can we talk about games that just make you lose your absolute shit when things go south?
Dark Souls, Demon Souls.
It's supposed to go south then.
Yeah, but you still lose your shit, or like if you're in combat,
I think that's
you
on
dodge
the title for Dark Souls. Like you're gonna do terrible and deal with it.
Yeah, I think in the trailer for the original like game trailer for Dark Souls 2 is like you will die a lot.
Well, if you
no, that was for I think that was actually for Dark Souls 3. Either way,
being able to stop and interact with your chat, I play a lot of tactical RPGs, so there's a lot of time to talk, see what's going on, and I like to add anybody who's in the stream to the game if I can, like in BattleTech or XCOM, and pretty much get them murdered horribly because eventually it's going to happen, and I play on Iron Man mode, but the infuriating thing is when, especially in a strategy game, when you can see that all of the decisions you've made up until this point, all of your struggle, is going to end in a massive crescendo of failure. And you cannot recover. You can only lose. And do you sit in the driver's seat and go down with the ship? Or do you just abandon it? You're like, nope. It's like there's no way I'm recovering. I'm done with this. Bye forever.
Oh man, that's good. Other games that I'm super excited for that are coming out. I know I'm changing pace. Oh no. Before I get into that, games that make us lose our absolute shit. Absolutely just drive us bonkers when shit goes sideways. Like Rolk said. Anything PvP for me. Anything first person shooter PvP. That drives me bonkers. I don't know why, but I always get so ragey, and that's one reason why I tend to fucking stay away from it. Like I don't stream Call of Duty because I can't keep my mouth under control, and I try my best. I do try my best. I do swear, but it gets to a point where I'm literally just spewing expletives and things that I would rather not say on stream, things that I would rather just say in private. I don't mean them in any hurtful way, except I'm just trying to express my rage. And like specifically Call of Duty, I do still play the games, but I don't play them on stream. Let's put it like that.
No one gets to know.
No one knows my pain.
No one knows my dirty Call of Duty secret.
I know, Jax.
What?
It's I don't know if you got to play this yet, Rico, but there's a game out there, and it's a PvP team-based game, and it's called Smite.
No, we're not.
That's a MOBA style game, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm not never been MOBAs.
And I got to witness this man lose his shit more than once, mainly because of a good brother called Freeze Frame in the chat, who almost made poor Jack have a goddamn brain aneurysm on multiple occasions.
I once got up and left in the middle of a match. I just stood up and walked out, and Diaz is just like, he's not coming back. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm out.
Now, is Smite more similar to like Overwatch or League of Legends?
It's more similar to League of Legends, but it's third-person view instead of
over the top.
So it's more like Paragon. I think that's the only MOBA style game.
It's exactly like that. I think Paragon was a better game though.
I only played a little bit of Paragon. And I kind of got into it at the beginning, but I didn't really stick with it. And I think that's when I realized that MOBAs weren't really my thing.
I yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. This hybrid game is the first real MOBA that I've really gotten into. The Korean game I was talking about, Eternal Return, but it's just a genre that I kind of skipped. Like, I don't like playing with strangers. I like to play with people that I know, and I feel like single queue is a recipe for just making your blood boil. So if you don't have a group, it's just so frustrating.
100%.
That's my.
Go ahead.
That's my biggest problem because I don't like playing with random people either in a lot of games. And like one of my favorite games to play is Sea of Thieves, and I don't have anybody to play because none of my friends play it. So I'm always by myself, and it's either that or you get like some random people on your boat, and they don't. It's like we're doing this, and they're doing stupid shit and not helping, or they suck, or they're not moving the sails, and so it's like, well, I'll just play by myself then. And if a bigger ship with 4 people show up, I'll just run and hope for the best.
Just get out of there.
And never find that goddamn white megalodon.
Yeah, he's been hunting the white megalodon for a year?
Almost a year.
A year.
Since last Christmas. Since last Christmas, we've been hunting this stupid megalodon.
And you just can't seem to snag him.
We have killed everyone except for the Shrouded Ghost, which is the all-white one. And me and my daughter have killed every single one. And every time I do, I post, another one down. And we got everyone in like 2 days, except for this white one. I've been playing this game for a year now.
It's literally his white whale. I love it. The symmetry.
That sounds like a pain in the ass. That kind of...
Well, because I looked it up, and the problem is I thought they spawned in different spots. Like this one spawns here, this one might spawn over here on the map. No, it's completely random. You can find the same one in any spot, and the Shrouded Ghost, which is the rarest one, has a 1% spawn rate. So you can play this game for 5 fucking years and never get this thing.
So I mean,
theoretically,
it sounds like the smartest thing to do at that point is to find a spawn spot and just kill the megalodon that spawns repeatedly until you get the white one. That would be my strategy on that. You go to the same spawn, wait for it to come in or whatever, however it works, and just kill the one that spawns. And I guess I don't know what the respawn rate is, and just kind of rinse and repeat.
It's weird because like one of my buddies, he was playing when I was at work because he was off that day, and he got 7 megalodons to spawn in like the span of 2 hours. And then I played before. I played for 3 hours straight and only got 1 spawn. So
so the respawn rate is random as well. It's all RNG.
I guess, but it was cool they added that to the game because it gives you something to do, like when you're sailing from like island to island, whatever you're going, which can take a good bit of time. The only problem is most of the time when they show up, it's when you just finish something, your boat is loaded with golden chests, and it's like, here's the stupid megalodon here to ruin your day.
Surprise, we hate you.
Yeah, just like Siege hates me and my packs.
Apex, is that what you said?
No, his pecs.
Oh.
So in Rainbow Six Siege, when you finish a game, you have a chance to unlock a pack, which comes with a random skin. And the more games you win, the higher the chance goes up. I have gone up to 85% and still not got a pack.
Yep.
Is my record.
So
and then Jack here will get 3% chance and get a pack.
Sweet.
Our buddy has 23 packs unopened that he just refuses to open just to spite me. He'll take a picture of it and send it to me randomly. What
So-
are all these packs I'm never gonna open? I just get willy-nilly for winning.
So
Uh,
this is how it works. If Frame didn't describe it perfectly, so it resets at 3%, and if you win a game, it spins around, so you have a 3% chance, and if you win, it goes up by like 2%, and if you lose, it goes up by like 1. So it's constantly spinning. So it means he won or lost enough games to push that bar up to an 85% chance, and it still missed. That means it missed on 81, 80, 70. Like, the amount of iterations that he got through without one is mind-blowing.
yeah, that's RNG's is not liking you at all.
Yeah, you have sinned and you've been judged.
I praise the Lord Tachanka in that game, and he's just getting punished for it.
Did you play some other RNG based game that you just were an absolute dick in, like Destiny or something like that?
It's possible.
Maybe?
I believe that you did.
I mean, I played
Many
I
kittens
played-
have died,
oh.
Jax.
So Draco, we played Destiny 1 for like a month. Like
Only a month.
No, like I'm getting there. We're playing like a month, like the whole month we played Destiny. Me, Jack, and our buddy. And Jack's like, don't grab any Crucible missions. We're just doing the bounties. Okay, I don't even know what the Crucible is. Because I've never clicked it. I've never went and talked to the guy. I don't even know what it is. And then Jack finally was like, hey, we should probably try some Crucible stuff. And I found out it was PvP. So then, for the next week and a half, I did not do a single thing in Destiny other than Crucible because it was PvP. I'm like, you've been lying to me this whole time? He's like,
There's been PvP, and you
I
didn't tell
didn't.
me?
I didn't lie. I omitted facts.
An omission of facts.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh,
The thing
God.
that one of the things that aggravates Jack the most is we start a new game and he'll message us, hey, download this game, let's try it. Okay, we do. I skip through the tutorial. I don't read a single thing,
So-
and I'll just figure it out.
He
And then for the first hour, he's just yelling at me through the headset.
it's like, oh, there's a tutorial to this game? Yes, there is a tutorial to every game. Why are we still surprised? And then he'll get through the tutorial. He's like, I don't understand. I hate this game. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, oh yeah, we do need to play Divinity. I love that game. It's like D&D. It's just D&D, and it's great. And that's how we're playing it. Rolk is playing a dwarf with a Sean Connery voice. It's great. I'm playing
He did not have to tell the world that. But that's fine.
I mean, you've got the demeanor of a dwarf one way or the other.
Yeah.
So
I'm playing as a skeleton with a terrible Russian accent.
Sounds more Transylvanian than anything, but
very Slavic. Is
Yeah.
mainly what you're trying to say.
That's what we're aiming for mostly.
Gotcha.
that's right. Evan, Jack, what's Slavic?
Oh, jeez. Let's do the Slav squat.
Don't say Sean Connery. Wait, hold on.
Oh
Many
god,
kittens
he
have
died.
died. By the way, we still haven't played Divinity.
Oh,
No.
poor Sean Connery.
No, don't
was-
say Sean Connery.
he
bro.
was
It's
too
still
young.
heartbreaking.
He was too young.
Too soon.
What trick
He's
didn't
only-
work, Squirrely?
He was only 90.
The Xbox sharing thing where you make one thing your home Xbox, and then you can play games on both.
Oh, see, that still works on PlayStation. So it's activating a console as your primary.
Yeah, it still works on Xbox. I'm not really sure what issue they're having because me and my buddies still have it.
You think it's because it's the same IP? It's on.
Uh,
It shouldn't matter, Jax.
No.
No,
Uh,
because me and my brother did it, and that's what he got pissed when I moved because he lost Game Pass and all the games I had on my Xbox.
Sorry. So yeah, I actually knew people back in the days when I
Fair.
played Conan Exiles. Brothers. They ran this particular server that me and my clan frequented, and they did that for content on the
Mhm.
games that they played. They basically had the opposing one set as their primary. So whichever one they were using, the other was set as their primary. So when one of them bought something, the other had access to it.
Yeah.
So if one of them bought the content, they both had access.
Yeah. It shouldn't have to be like that. It shouldn't like I can't believe how badly like cuz it's a feature but they don't want to explain it well. Like it's just annoying. It's like just take it out if you don't want it.
Right. Absolutely. Um. Uh.
Hold
You
on. I got to
can-
get my dogs.
Yep. We're both trying to play the same game. It kicks you. Okay, so they're killing couch co-op. Okay, so the way that sounds, Jax, is you may not have. I don't know how Xbox works. I don't have an Xbox. I don't know how that whole system.
Yay.
Shouldn't say that. Just saying. You should say shitty. That's more
Shitty.
appropriate. How much have you had to drink, my friend?
I have been very, very conservative, sir.
Even Jax is like, wow, Rolk. Like on the PS4,
Never mind. I'm not gonna say anything.
on the PS4, the way it works is you set a console as your primary console, and so like basically that console has access to anything that profile has access to, and so with the two, what you do is you set like you have your two profiles on each console, and say profile A is set on this one, but profile B plays on said console, and the inverse on the other console. That's how it works on PlayStation. And like I said, I don't know how it works on Xbox. They may just as well let people do it. They will lose a little on game purchases, but they make it 500%. They make 500% more money on DLC anyway.
Sorry about that. My three-legged
kinda
pit
get that.
bull need to use the bathroom.
Gotcha.
She's adorable.
My dog is currently sleeping on my bed,
I see
along
that.
with my cat. You've got my cat here and my dog over there. So they're both adorable as well. But it's awesome. That's how it's supposed to work. But yours doesn't.
Does the chat have any questions? Does the chat have any topics they want to bring up? I can't see it, but you can tell
I haven't seen anything.
You can tell
from-
Draco and Jack here, and they'll tell me.
Yeah, 100%. So if you guys have anything you want us to talk about, we will gladly bring it up. I mean, I have a few things that I could talk about still because I did jot down like 7 different things for me to talk about because I only can say so much about certain things without basically repeating myself.
Yeah.
Bears, if you don't stop fucking crying, I've thrown that frisbee 100 goddamn times. Should I eat that? Probably not.
Okay, freeze frame. We're not going to get into that topic because that is
Twitch will be.
there's a whole video on that. There's a whole video on that on the internet. The answer is yes, it can be.
Wait, I can't see what the question. That was entirely fake.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
The answer won't surprise you.
Kick freeze frame for the chat. Get
Yeah.
that.
No. Because the only way we can do that is to ban him from the channel, and that's not.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
No.
That's not fair. That's not fair because he did ask a valid question. We opened up the floor, and that was the question.
Yep.
Y'all should do Pokemon trading TCG polls. They have absolutely blown up again recently.
No, I'm not
that
doing that.
involves money. That
And-
involves money.
And
Can we talk about how your status as a 9-year-old child depended on your Pokemon card collection? Like
Way
if
to
you did
aim
not
sights.
have a holographic Charizard, you were just a worthless human being who just barely existed.
Yeah, for real. Oh my god, I remember begging my mom when I was a kid to buy one from the Acme Superstore, which was the local comic shop in my hometown.
Which is still there.
I know it's still there. They've been
It's
there for like
still there.
27 years, and they're
They
not
just
gonna
keep-
fucking close.
They
have that
bought
whole plaza.
They bought that entire strip mall. They have slowly been
They
taking
have.
over the world's smallest strip mall of 8 stores and now own the whole lot. They own it all.
I mean, they have so much stuff. They have so much stuff there. But like, I remember going in there as a child before when there were still other shops there. Like they were only like the first plot. Like only had the two.
It was them. It was like 2 other random stores, and then was a big karate center, and it was something else at the end. I don't remember.
Yeah,
But I remember
So-
the karate place, and I remember Acme comic books.
Y'all can ban me. I'm the most. Y'all can't ban me. I'm the most colorful commentator y'all have right now. Oh god.
He's not wrong.
But yeah, I remember getting in there, like going in there, and we saw it like in the display case on the counter, and I was like, Mom, I need that. And I swear to God, that thing was like $80, and it took me like 20 minutes, but my mom finally bought it for me, and I don't even have that fucking thing anymore.
I recently, I have a brain injury, so I have trouble remembering things from time to time. So a lot of like the childhood kind of got knocked out of me. So it's kind of rare that like I remember something that's specifically me. So like, because everybody liked the Ninja Turtles and that kind of stuff, like that's super common. So it was BattleTech, one of the games that I played. I was like, oh yeah, I used to love this toy. So I was like, okay, I'm going to track one down and just have it just to have. And I'm looking through and I find one that is broken in all the ways that mine was and had all these stickers. And I'm like, oh, holy shit, that one is mine. Because there's too many markers on it. The market is mine. So I bought my own toy and I have it again. And I'm super pumped about it.
That's awesome.
The seller was out of my hometown. And yeah, it was unbelievable that I tracked it down.
That's really cool, actually. Oh man.
And now I look at it, and eventually it will be in here behind me, because right now it's prep stuff for the wall.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. What else do you guys have to talk about? Because like I said, I have a few other topics, but it's all gaming related.
Well, I did like they brought up Pokemon cards, and then my daughter discovered what Yu-Gi-Oh was, and
Oh, that's
because
can of worms.
it was on Netflix, and she was watching it,
Eventually.
and she's like, "Have you seen this?" I'm like, "I've seen every episode, kid. Okay, I know more about this than you. Calm down." And she's like, "Is it?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can play this. You can go buy cards." And she wanted to play. Okay, so I went out and bought 2 decks, and we play. And I just murdered her every time.
Because you know the rules. And by the way, I'm sure the rules have changed 100 times since the last time you played too.
Oh,
I play by the rules we played in high school. So, like, there's a couple cards in there. I'm like, I don't know what this does. We're just taking these out. We're just throwing these to the side.
They're
I have
not.
no idea what this card is. How the hell do you summon this? And I
'cause
remember
there's like
when-
the XYZ summoning, the pendulum
Yeah.
summoning, and things like
Yeah.
that. It's gotten so
I'm like,
complicated.
what? So I
had
remember when it first came out, like the TV show came out and there were no cards, but the 7-Eleven right down the street from us had the 2 starter decks. It had the original Yugi and Kaiba starter deck. And Bill Freeze Frame bought the Yugi one, and I bought the Kaiba one. And it didn't tell you how to play. Or we didn't read it. Probably
You
that's part of
didn't
what
read
happened.
it. It definitely
you
told
didn't
you how
read
to
it
play.
because it definitely came with a rule book. Because I had those as well, and both of them had a rule book.
That's why you didn't get the 40K Codex.
I read my Space Wolf Codex, you piece of garbage, and I played and I bought the models and I painted them and nobody believed in me and nobody thought I could do it. All right, and I fucking did, and they look amazing.
I believe.
Okay.
I bought them for you. I believed. I believed in the dream.
Everybody
dream.
who's like, it's like fucking Rogue's not gonna put those together and paint them. He's gonna lose his goddamn mind and throw the box across the room.
I mean,
that sounds about right.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, he waited till I was in my 30s to tell me about this franchise.
Played by the played by the TV rules. There weren't any rules on the TV. They just made shit up.
The thing that was dumb is like, hey, this is how this card worked in the show, and guess what? It's not going to work anything like that in the card game.
No.
And then stupid Freeze Frame found this card store. Oh, you can go and play there, and it's fine. And there's a community, and it's nice, and everybody's fine. And I almost beat up a 13-year-old boy because he talked crap about my Blue Eyes White Dragon deck, which was a glass cannon. Because hey, if I drew the right 5 cards at the beginning of that game, you were screwed. If I didn't, you probably won hands down. But
So
there was a chance.
a quick tangent. Back to your 40K thing. I just did a quick Google search, and I didn't know this, but Warhammer 40K has been around since '87.
Oh yeah, it's as old as me.
And
Yeah,
it's just the greatest fictional franchise that has ever existed and not got the credit it deserves.
It is so over the top and incredible.
That's what I keep hearing. I knew some people that got into 40K back when I was still home in Florida. I never really got into it. But it was definitely, it looked interesting, but it looked like it was just, at the time at least, it was too much money for me to dump in.
Oh
yeah, it's too much money now for anybody, and I should have bought way more things. Like, I don't know, fix the AC in my car over buying more models. But
That's like me and my Gundam models. If I've got some extra money and I'm gonna buy another Gundam.
Oh, you do the Gunpla?
Hold on, I'll actually grab them. They're back here.
Oh hell yeah!
the only one I really want is I want the original Talkies.
Oh yeah. Not the 3,
And
not Endless Waltz.
no, not the 3, the first one. Not the 3.
So,
the first
this
one
is
is
just one of
king.
them. This is my most recent edition, and it is it's a little dusty and whatnot, but it's Death Scythe from the Endless Waltz.
Oh, that's awesome. He's a little dusty.
Yeah, it will. I mean, it's actually pet hair because my dog and my cat.
I get it.
And there's hair everywhere.
I don't think that's the best looking Death Scythe. I think the second version from the show was better than hell.
This one was, at least for me, design-wise, this one was my favorite of the Death Scythes. If I could have got, like, there's one version of Wing Zero from the film, the Endless Waltz Wing Zero, that is just phenomenal. The model on it is just phenomenal. There's so much detail to it that I really, really, really want it. I have another one that's on, like, this shelf here. That's from Gundam Seed, I believe. It's a stray red frame.
Ah,
I never watched that one.
I didn't either, but it looked really cool. It's got this like big sword thing that turns into a bow, and it's also like a jetpack type thing. It's super cool. And then on the bottom shelf down here, I have all 3 versions of Gundam Barbatos
oh yeah.
from Iron Blooded Orphans.
Iron Blood Orphans is incredible if you haven't watched it yet.
It is a fantastic show. It is definitely my favorite Gundam series to date.
Oh yeah.
No, not a chance.
That's because you haven't fucking watched it.
No, it's because
I watched the first 4 episodes.
it's
No, you got to watch the whole goddamn thing.
it's because
I watched but it's good. I like it, but it's not the best.
it's no G Gundam is what he's saying.
Exactly.
G Gundam is trash in relation. Watch the rest of IBO, and you'll understand.
You had the goddamn Canada Gundam who was a lumberjack with a chainsaw and axes. His little figure you bought at Toys R Us came with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Because that's all he knew about Canada was they like chopping trees. I'll just make their Gundam a lumberjack.
I mean, I think the worst offender.
And it gets worse. That's not even the worst one.
The
It
worst.
just goes south from there.
Oh yeah, the worst one. So the worst one is definitely Zulu Gundam. Tequila
Africa.
Gundam's bad, but I feel like Zulu Gundam is more offensive.
Tequila Gundam's only bad because of how they did their pilot for Tequila Gundam.
Yeah, it's not great.
But Zulu Gundam is, we'll just make it's Neo Africa's Gundam. We'll just put him in a zebra skin.
No, wait.
His Gundam.
I forgot.
Oh, God.
Tequila Gundam has a mustache. Tequila Gundam is worse. Sorry, I was entirely incorrect.
With a giant sombrero.
Yeah, it was brutal.
So Squirrely Jacks. For me, when I go to paint models, my eyes, especially on these Gundam models, I actually had to stop painting Lupus Rex because that's the only one I've actually done any detail on. I had to stop basically 90% of the way. All I have left is its left leg. I sit there and I start painting, and then my eyes start to shake. That's the only reason I haven't continued.
You wear glasses, don't you?
Not
Draco?
anymore. I haven't touched them. I lost them at a festival a couple years ago, and I have not I haven't gotten replacements.
Maybe
I need
maybe
glasses.
you should do that.
I need glasses for distance. I'm near.
Oh.
So it doesn't help me. But I could potentially use one of those like magnifying glass things to help, so I don't have to sit there with the thing this close to my goddamn face, and try and hit these little crevices with this pinpoint brush and this tiny little jar of what do you call it, paint sitting next to me, and I'm like, oh my god, what the hell? I also need to get some good paint thinner too, because I've been using fucking nail polish remover, and that only works so much.
I love painting my models. It's like the most relaxing thing I can do, and it keeps me calm.
It is.
Yeah.
It is very zen.
It is very zen, because I want to say I did about half of that model in one night, head to waist. I did everything.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm gonna go grab.
I did one model. I did a custom model, and I started at 7 o'clock, and next thing I know, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and I have to be at work in an hour and a half. And but everything was going so well. Everything came out great. So I just didn't stop, and then next thing I know, I'm like, well, I guess I'm just not sleeping today.
Who needs
Go
it?
take a shower and change for work. That was my car model. I turned into a Space Wolf.
Yeah.
Who I still think it's my best model I've ever done.
I mean, the Leviathan's turning out, and you have to remember the El Camino. The El Camino that you converted into a battle tank is the best thing that you've done. That thing is so legit, and I can't
It
wait.
doesn't look bad, right?
I can't
Like, it
wait.
doesn't look like terrible.
No, it looks awesome. Drake,
What's up?
did you know that he converted this El Camino into a tank?
Yeah,
It looks
I've seen
incredible.
It looks great, but I think if I remember correctly, he can't use it.
No, he can.
I
Oh,
can't.
he can't. Oh, that's awesome.
So
I can't in tournament play, which I'm not going to do anyway.
Yeah.
But on a tabletop at the hobby store, no one's going to have a problem with it.
Right.
so
So here's. Go ahead.
all that really matters is that the base is correct. Like, it doesn't sit as high, but it's longer. So it's a different shaped model, but that's not necessarily against the rules to begin with. So he can get away with it, or at least argue it.
Right.
It's more of a detriment to me than the other player.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I'm out there in a goddamn El Camino.
Rule of
Right.
cool is correct.
Rule of cool is definitely correct. But this is my Barbatos. This is Lupus Rex. Sorry, this is wiggling. It's kind of hard to see the detail. Let me see if I can get it to focus.
The light's making it difficult.
There we go.
Is your issue.
Let me turn it down.
Yeah. There you go.
So all the black that's in here was all hand painted, but like this is the only leg that I haven't done yet. Everything else has been done, and it's taking quite a bit of time. I want to say that I might still have some more to do on one of the legs, but
You're never done, really.
no, you're
That's
really
the
not.
issue.
Yeah, you're really not.
Like, if I could grab one of my first models I did was Bjorn the Fell-Handed, my Space Wolves Dreadnought, and I did him over 2 years ago, and I could pull him out right now and do different things and still add more detail and more things to it. Like, that's the thing, you're just never done. It's just to the point where it's like, it looks fine, and I'm done with this, and I think I did a good job.
Yeah. Operation Street Sweeper. Ah, ah, ah.
That's
But you were gonna say something, Jack.
I was gonna say what he said, that you're never really done. Is that
Gotcha.
you'll just keep on working on them forever as you get better. Like I have Magnus the Red. He's this huge model, and I have so many things I want to do with him, but I'm not confident in my skill set yet. So like as I gain the skill set, like more of him gets done. So it's been my longest project, and I think it's turning out the best. I was also gonna say for you, are you painting it with a brush, or do you have that marker thing?
I have a brush. I've been using a brush and a very fine emery board to mop up the excess, and it gives it this nice rugged battle damage look almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, no oil from Citadel Paints does that really well too.
Say that again. I'm
I have
sorry.
no idea.
Null oil from Citadel Paints. It's a really watered down paint. You put it on, it gives it a really good depth.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I think that's
Send me a
probably
link to
say.
that stuff after.
Yeah, it's a wash.
And I'll look into it.
It's really good. But there's also
Okay.
For Gunpla there's these markers that you can take in those little ridges, and you can like fill it with ink instead of like
Okay.
trying to get a brush in there.
Well, I have some really super fine tipped, like 000, fine.
Yeah.
Brushes, and I did look for those markers, but I wasn't sure about them, so I just went with brushes and paint.
Okay.
Because I got this black metallic and this yellow, which I actually used the yellow on the fingers. The fingers on this model here were originally just that Gunpla model grayish black.
Yeah.
Originally. So the fact that I was able to get, the yellow here and the lines in because there are like ridges in the fingers that are supposed to be black, like it's separation, like a knuckle.
Yeah.
And I was able to get that out I mean, I used an X-Acto blade to pull out the yellow paint, but it still looks good in my opinion.
Yeah.
But using that emery board to kind of file off or like buff off some of the excess paint, kind of helped add in. Oh, and I just realized that there's a spot that I didn't do right, and I need to go over again on his left shoulder. So that's something I need to do at some point whenever I decide to actually get back into the detailing of it, because I still have Barbatos Lupus, and then Lupus Rex here to finish.
Mm-hmm.
And the other two I haven't even touched yet. This is the only one I've done.
Okay.
So you have only 5 models to paint. So what you're telling me?
I don't think I'm gonna end up doing the other two, Red Frame or Death Scythe. Just because I don't the books that they like the art the books that they come with, they don't have a whole lot of images on where the detailing needs to go. So I'm doing a lot of fucking guesswork here and just kind of adding things in where I think it needs to go. Based on knowledge from the show and what I can see in the books themselves. Because it's not like they give you a 360 view of each piece, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to say, okay, well, detailing needs to go into this spot, this spot, this spot, and this spot on each of these parts or each of these limbs even. But it definitely is... I'm probably fucking up my focus. I'm sorry.
No, you look fine.
All right, cool. But it's kind of like trial and error. There was definitely a point in I want to say it was on one of these arms that I had to get rid of all the paint that was on it because I was just like, I fucked that up royally. So it was one of the hands. That's what it was. It was one of the hands. All the yellow on the fingers. It was just so over coated that it just looked bad.
Mm-hmm.
I had to pull all that off and repaint it. And it just looked horrible. It looked horrible originally, but now I think it looks fairly good. It looks like it was there to begin with. So
the way it was intended.
Oh, I got good news for you, Draco.
What's that?
You're gonna be excited about this. So I am not buying the new Xbox.
Are you getting a PlayStation?
Instead, I will be purchasing a PC, and I'm going to switch to PC games.
Very nice.
It's happening.
It's
so
happening.
we can play again. Yeah, exactly. Like it's 2006 or 2007 before.
It's adorable.
Back in the old days.
Back in the olden days. When we were young and dumb and full of booze.
Yeah, and I had the easiest job in the world of working at a cigar store.
Oh God, that was so great. To be honest, that was good times.
You want to talk about the easiest job in the world was working at that goddamn cigar store.
I mean, your boss was great. He was a cool man. I was very sad to hear about his passing.
No, God damn it, Justin. Charlie didn't die.
You were the one that told me that.
Oh, no, I didn't. That was Justin spreading bullshit lies like he always does.
Fuck.
I mean, I'm sure he'll never see this. Justin, I love you to death. You were a great friend. I wish you the best. But you caused so much issues and problems and took no responsibility, and you have no one to blame but yourself.
Your mistakes
I think
are
his
your
thing.
own.
I think with him that a lot of it came from like his misunderstanding of things.
Probably.
Because I feel like he didn't. I feel like he like heard things, but he only processed certain bits of it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, oh God, Jack, if you were there, we were a ragtag crew. we were the land of misfit toys by every stretch of the means.
The two of us plus Justin, Buttons, and Mikey,
and Grady,
yeah,
and Conroy, and
those are the same person.
God, yes, Grady. I just said his whole name.
That's why I just said the sir at first originally. because at least we would understand what we were talking about. But yeah, we were such a ragtag group. There was actually one moment where we were driving. I forget exactly where we were going. I think we were going to drop somebody off.
Probably because only two of us had running, working cars. Like it was you and Grady. That was it. Nobody else had a fucking car. No, everybody had a license. Nobody had a car, but you and Grady. It was your grandmother's fucking Oldsmobile or whatever you were driving, and it was Grady's goddamn Ford Taurus, which I think he still has.
I don't know if he does or not, but I know the story I'm thinking about is the incident with the sign. I want to say we were on our way towards your place at the time.
No, we were either heading towards my place or we're heading towards the cigar store because we're on that road where you come.
It had to have been the cigar store then. Either way,
it's the same direction. So
it's the same direction. So we're driving down this road.
High school, you go left on what is it, Johnwood Lakes or something?
We don't need directions.
I don't remember. But anyways, we're driving down this little back road, and it's this little 2-lane road, not a whole lot, no curb, no sidewalk, no nothing. And instead of using our fucking cell phones to communicate, we were just
my phone was dead.
There was at least 2 other people in the car you were in. Okay,
we were in a hurry. I didn't have time to. I made an executive decision.
Shut your mouth. I think I had somebody else driving the car at this moment, and I lean out the passenger window and I yell because they're in the Rokebuster and a couple others are in the car ahead, and I yell out the window, "We're gonna go get McDonald's!" And he pops out the passenger window and looks back at me, and he's just like, "I want McDonald's." And it's like, "All right, we're going to McDonald's." And he's like, "Yeah!" So he's screaming, like doing his Rokebuster thing. And then I'm like, "Sign." And he's like, "What?" And I go, "Sign." And he turns around and ducks back in the window just in time for this sign to just whiz past his head.
Oh,
I almost got decapitated by a children's crossing sign. By the skin of my teeth. It was too close.
If you would have gotten killed on a slow children sign, that would have been.
No, it wasn't a slow children sign. It was definitely a pedestrian crossing sign.
Yeah,
a pedestrian crossing sign.
Yeah,
you ruined
yellow
it.
Sign, stick guy walking across the road, and it almost cut my goddamn head off.
Yeah, it really did, but it was still a hilarious moment. In retrospect, it was a hilarious moment. Just like in retrospect, Justin's exorcist moment in Collins's downstairs bathroom was hilarious.
Because it wasn't just Justin. It was like 4 other people that
I heard
destroyed.
I heard it was just. I heard it was his fault.
No,
that was my understanding. It was his fault.
Okay. So what happened, Jack, is everybody but me and Dan were at Buttons drinking, and everybody had too much to drink and is now just throwing up all over the house. But there's only one toilet. And
keep in mind, this was a Cinco de Mayo. This was a Cinco de Mayo celebration.
So what happened was, Justin helped Grady into the bathroom. Grady's throwing up everywhere, not getting a drop in the fucking toilet. And as soon as he just like lets the demon loose, Justin sees Grady just puke all over the back of the toilet and just turn, and that makes him sick. So he just turns and starts puking all over the wall. Like, and everybody has projectile vomit.
I was so happy to not be there.
Good lord.
So Button goes and runs in there to see what's going on and sees Justin just exorcising his wall and Grady just puking on the floor at this point. So Button's in the hallway and just turns and pukes in the fucking hallway because everybody else is puking. It was a chain reaction. It was horrible.
That's almost as bad as Buttons passing out in my backyard.
That was funny. The next morning, we woke up. What the fuck is that? Is that Button?
No. The thing is we found him before the sun came up and brought him onto the patio, and he ended up pissing his pants.
God.
And
That beautiful
and
bastard.
later the next day during cleanup, we found that he ate the speaker portion of his headphones, his earbud headphones.
He
Because
put
they were-
ketchup on his iPhone headphones and ate them.
Yeah.
Ate one headphone.
At some
Incredible.
point,
Ate
at
it.
some point in the evening, he went into the fridge, grabbed the ketchup, and then disappeared.
I made a snack.
And then later, it wasn't until the next day, and he's just like, "Has anyone seen my headphones?" We're like, no, but we'll keep an eye out for him. And like after he leaves, about an hour or so later, I find them, and I'm like, what the hell happened to these? There's like chew marks on them. The actual like speaker portion of the bud is just completely gone. And I was just like, Jesus Christ, what the hell?
It's
Like there's dried ketchup on them, and I'm just like, what the fuck happened?
it's traveling through him.
You're not wrong.
I,
You're not wrong.
it's the last thing that those earbuds ever wanted to hear.
Yeah. So what just popped up on your screen?
It's a freehanding meme.
Oh, gotcha.
It was some fun times. And then after we all graduated from high school, it just went like anything we did in high school was fun. And then after that, it was just like, oh, we're free to do whatever we want now. So
I guess we won't do a whole lot. I mean, there are some other stories that we could talk about, but they're
there are
not
some
exactly
great
stream friendly.
stories we cannot talk about on the stream, and I'm sorry for that. We have
all I'm gonna say, and this is specifically for you, Rolk.
oh, if you say God damn it. That's a story. I mean, I do have some great stream-worthy stories. Mostly that involve my father, but that's for another.
Because your internet needs to be better to tell the story, and this is a teaser for an upcoming episode. The time, so Rolk lives in Florida. There was a time that his dad flew down from Boston just to beat the shit out of his 3 sons. It's an incredible story. We will do a full episode on it because it's that good. Like, it's
Awesome.
Incredible. And knowing the man, I totally believe it. He went down there and he parented the shit out of you.
Oh, I don't think I've heard this story, but I do know him. I've met him a good handful of times, and just from that, I can tell that I would believe it too.
But he's and the thing is, he's a nice guy because I told this story to people at work, and they assume like my dad's Brock Lesnar or Brian Shaw, world's strongest man. And he shows up, hey, how's it going? It's like, that's your dad. It's like, yeah, he's terrifying. Don't fall for it.
He's the Lord of Lies.
The Lord of Lies. But yeah, epic hook for another episode. Yeah, but Rolk's got to get better internet first, Jax.
Yeah, that's the.
I need a better fucking computer. Is the problem? I'm using the.
He has a computer without an Ethernet jack. I didn't even know they made those. That shouldn't be
until
allowed.
Yesterday.
This thing's only like 10 years old.
That's why. It's 10 years old.
It's 10 years old.
Not 10, maybe 8. I don't know. There's not a date on this thing. It doesn't have a VIN number. I can't tell you when it was made.
Fair. It doesn't fit. All right.
But I'm not stupid. I'm a very smart person. I just don't understand computers.
Them goddamn computers. All right, Drake, are you going to your stream tonight, or?
No, I do not stream tonight. I will be streaming tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central.
What are you streaming?
I haven't quite decided yet. I have a plethora of things I can do. I'm probably going to end up doing multiple games because I need to finish Death Stranding because I'm very close to the end of that game.
Okay.
That's probably what I'll start the day out with. Because on Saturdays and Sundays, I do 6-hour streams from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central. So that's 2 to 8 Eastern.
Okay.
And so I'll probably start out with that, finish that out, and most likely I'll either jump into Horizon Zero Dawn or Zone of the Enders, a second runner, or Monster Hunter World, depending on how I'm feeling. I might even do Ghost of Tsushima. So,
Monster Hunter World. You got Iceborne?
I've got 1,200 hours in that game.
Oh, I love that game.
I've killed Fatalis a few times.
What?
I have the full armor. I have multiple weapons.
Oh,
I have no idea what you're talking about,
So-
but good job.
That's awesome. Have you played any Dauntless?
No, I have not, but I heard that it's basically Monster Hunter if Epic Games made it.
Correct. I'd be interested in what somebody that has your amount of hours in it thinks. My opinion on it is it's definitely when you want to play Monster Hunter, but like you don't want to get so fiddly with it. Like there is a time when you want to get fiddly with it and you want to break down everything and do all the stuff. But this is more, I want to fight giant stuff and get loot. And
right,
it's good for that. It's a lot of fun.
I'm just waiting for Cam Jack to get back on and stream so I can leave this podcast and go watch his ass.
He's actually online right now.
Yeah, he's on now.
Is he?
Right
Yeah,
now.
he went straight.
He's on now.
See it.
He's. Did you follow him? By the
I
way,
did.
anybody watching, TheRavenArmed is an amazing streamer. Do you have shout out commands, Jack?
Assume that I don't.
I'm gonna try.
All right.
Okay, well, yeah, it definitely didn't work. But TheRavenArmed, look him up on Twitch. That is the guy who was in here with us earlier for the first half of this podcast. Amazing person. Yeah, he should be live.
He is. God damn it! Why the fuck am I still here?
Yeah, he's live right.
Yeah, he's definitely live right now. That's part of why he had to leave, because he wanted to go eat dinner and because just like any good streamer, you always got to give yourself at least 20 to 30 minutes to make sure all your processes and programs are working properly. Everything's in the right place. Everything is in order for when you start, because you really don't want to be trying to handle all that shit midstream.
Yeah, because
are we done here?
We did this because you've been on my ass about it for months. And
okay, yes, but we have to be careful on Twitch, and it makes things difficult.
There are certain things that you can't touch on Twitch, but
fair enough.
For the most part, you're pretty much in the clear.
I did the best I could.
Yeah, like you can't. I mean, obviously, racial things are definitely frowned upon, which I am 100% behind.
Oh yeah, modern internet is what you need.
100%, 100%. Step one: modern internet for the Rolkbuster. We should start it. Squirrely Jacks.
Can we get a GoFundMe? I have CenturyLink. I've never heard of them, but that's what was offered.
But like there's the potential that you could start a GoFundMe for it if you want, but it's gonna have to be a multi-step thing. That way you can keep paying your bill.
Well,
I mean, because I'm assuming the reason you're not upgrading is because you can't afford the upgraded bill.
Well, no, it wouldn't matter if he was upgraded. He'd still be on the Wi-Fi on his 10-year-old computer. It doesn't help the situation.
Right, but if his bandwidth is higher, he might be a little bit better.
I could afford like the upgrade package that they offer, but in my Xbox run fine. I've never had an issue with lag or anything in my Xbox, but it's like, oh, you gotta do computer shit. I'm like, oh. Well, it's Wi-Fi.
Then how about we start with a new laptop?
Yeah.
No, I'm getting a new desktop, sir, or slightly used, gently used desktop. That's what I'm getting.
Oh, so that means it's been heavily used for porn.
No, it's mine.
Oh, okay. So heavily used
frames.
So heavily used for midget.
It's not free.
Correct.
It's not free frames.
It's
not.
It's got to do the
let me
spin
specify
move.
this. It is not freeze frames laptop or desktop.
Well, okay. You can say this because he's not here anymore. Yeah. He left.
He's not here to defend himself. But
oh, god damn it.
All right. Got any shout outs before we head off? Into the distant sunset?
personally, the only one I would say is if you're interested in watching me within my stream, catch me tomorrow. Jack has graciously put a link over my screen. Feel free to stop on by, drop a follow. Like I said, I will be on Saturday. I will also be on Sunday. My typical schedule is Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It is all on my page. Feel free to drop on by. If not, that's okay. And a huge shout out to the captain, TheRavenArmed, for stopping on
Yeah,
again.
thank you again,
I greatly
Captain.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
And because this was a last minute thing as well. Like he has this thing in his Discord for a post stream decompression chat, and I just happened to pop in right after he jumped in, and I just wanted to say hey and see how his stream went and things like that, because I didn't get a chance to hang out, and ended up talking to the guy for like 4 hours. Super cool guy, and I happened to mention it and mentioned that I was going to be here today. And he's like, well, if you need a drunken pirate to be in, I'd be happy to join. And I was like, well, I'll talk to him tomorrow and I'll let you know. And sure enough, it happened. It was a pleasure to have him.
Yes, it was absolutely great to have a Cap here.
It was amazing.
On my end of things, well, and Rolk's, if you want to follow Rolk, you just have to tune into the stream. He'll be there. Because he doesn't have... Oh, and he's got a Forge of the Fang on Instagram if you want to see his models, which they are all very, very good. For me, if you liked the show, if you liked me, leave me a follow. I'm trying to push to affiliate, and I just kind of need followers, and that's pretty much it.
I feel like we'll get you there soon.
Yeah.
If that follower goal on your stream is accurate and updated, I don't know if it live updates
It
or
is.
what.
It's live.
Okay, so you're getting close. You're only 19 away, and I think in maybe another week or two we might be able to get you there.
Yep. No.
'Cause I'll do what I can to help push you there as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me know what your plan. I'll be around, and I've got pretty much everything.
All right.
Thanks everybody for
Sounds
stopping
great.
by. Hopefully we'll talk to you soon. Later.
Have a great night, everybody.